All right, so this is my 2020 boat project, but this is a 2017 Aluma Craft V hull, which is shaped like a V, and it's deep. They call it a deep V hull. The hull is really deep. The floor has a flat floor actually, and there's 3 pieces of plywood that go across here. And the boat had been sitting for 2 years in the sun and hadn't hit the water yet. Then I got the boat new, and then it flooded over the winter because that hole back there got clogged with a bunch of debris because it was parked next to a tree, which I'm gonna back it farther away from the tree now. I learned my lesson. But it filled all the way with water, and these 3 pieces of plywood got wood soaked. They were marine plywood, so they had a treatment on it to where water, it can't soak in, but if the wood is soaked in water for 2 weeks, it can definitely penetrate. So it did on 1 or 2 of the pieces, so I sanded them down with an industrial sander, and then got some marine epoxy polyurethane resin, and I'm doing a coat on each one. This looks really bad, but you can kind of see where it's still wet over here and drying over here, but it's putting a nice resin thick coat to protect from water getting in the wood, so it'll last me 20 years instead of 8 years. That was the first piece that I did. It looks really crappy. There's also, you can see the mold coming through the wood here, bubbling up. So I have to sand these molded area where the bubbles are down and redo those areas. There's only a little bit right there. You can see boom, boom, boom. And then there's just a little right there. So I'll sand this area down and redo this area, and then sand this down. You can see the rot and the mold in the wood coming up, which really sucks, but it just saves me the hassle of having to buy new ones and cut them and do all that. So I'm just doing what I can to say, spending $150 to make these last 10 years, which will be worth it. Definitely worth it. This one definitely has wood waterlogged. You can see the color difference. It's crazy. But like that one, you can see over here the rot mold over here, so I have to sand all that down and redo this whole area. But all the other part is nice. I mean, all the other parts is, there's no mold coming up anywhere else. So it's just this area right here and this area right here, which sucks, and then this area, little area. But you can see the mold is coming up, bubbling up through here. The water is gonna get in there and really fuck shit up. So it's something I gotta I'm learning, but it's coming together. Those 3 pieces are the pieces that go on the floor. And then I've got this floor, it's called Hydromat going in, V14. Ugh. This floor right here. Let's see if I can get, there we go. It looks like wood, and it's thick rubber. Water doesn't, you get grip even if it's wet. It's probably the coolest, newest, hottest material out right now. But yeah, that will look really good with the white, that brown and the white. What's gonna pop when you look in here, you're gonna see, it's gonna look like wood planks all lined in here. I built a casting deck for it, so you can run up from the driver's seat and control the trolling motor on this deck right here. There's a hole there, so you can have the seat post. Here's the seat post right here. Bam! Silver, matches the boat perfectly. Seat post goes in there. I'm gonna have a door cut out right here for the battery box so I can flap open the door, the hatch door, and pull the battery box out and use it for emergencies on the houseboat or to charge it, etc. It came out all right, I'm learning. You won't really see all that anyways, because you're gonna have the mat over it, and it's gonna be cut with a razor blade perfectly around the edges, so it's gonna be flush. This was a 19 96 two-stroke Mercury 25 horsepower 20-inch shaft. It says a 20-inch transom. This is called the rear transom. The motor is mounted on the transom. This is the steering shaft, which I installed on it. It goes, I had to cut in here to rip all this foam out and have it come around the fish pan, down under, through the boat, comes all the way up. Then I had to drill a hole in the I-beam over there and have it go up. But there's a nice wooden steering wheel. I'm gonna try to get that on there. But yeah, that's the steering unit. It's gonna go up. I'm gonna have a center console right here coming out right here, and that steering wheel is gonna go up. And I'm gonna be sitting right there. And this is really cool, actually. I thought of this. I measured this from top to bottom and thought I could maybe fit a gas can in here. So I did a lot of research with the gas cans and what size I can get. And I was thinking about just throwing a plastic one in here, but you know, I didn't really want plastic. I wanted something nice. So I found this aluminum tank on eBay, which is badass. Actually, it's decent quality. It was like, I forget how much it was. Like, it was either, I think it was like $200, but it had, the other ones are like 160, but this had a indication on it so I can see how much gas is in it. That would be my gas gauge for the boat, basically. I'm gonna have a hatch right here. This has a piece of wood that goes over the top, and I'll have a hatch here, and I'll open the hatch, and then you'll be able to see how much gas you got left, and you'll be able to fill the gas up with that, which is really cool. And somehow I'm gonna get it to fit in this thing. It's gonna be tight, folks. I measured it all. It should fit in there, but oh, let's see if it works. But that's where the gas can's gonna go. It's gonna be flush mounted in the boat. You're not even gonna see the gas can. I wanted this boat to be completely custom and open. There was a bench right here that came out with a foldable lid with like storage inside it, and I think it helps with the sway and flex of the boat. But I'm gonna have the center console there. I have a custom console going there, so that should support that area. And then I'm thinking about whether or not I should put this bench here back or not, because I want to have the room here for, like, you know, running back and forth. Like, I can exit here and run and jump up onto the casting deck, and then boom, have control of the trolling motor that would be mounted up front right here. And that will be badass. I have to install this next. This is the Mercury controls for the forward, reverse, and throttle. It's going to be mounted right there, and I'll be sitting right there, and then I'll have the control, and the console is going to come out right here, and the steering wheel will be up. Hopefully I can stand here and reach down and reach the steering wheel without having to hunch over, because I'm like 6'3", so that's going to suck. I wanted to try to get the console as high up as possible, but there's only one place I can mount it, so we'll see. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, bought this. I traded for this, actually, another boat part. This is like $180. So I came up on that, which is really nice. It's got a key, so I'll come up into the boat and I'll start it with a key and start the engine, and it's just going to be a nice, like a real boat. I could have had this engine with like a little shaft on there and just controlled it from the back of the boat, but I wanted something to sit in and be comfortable. I have seats that are going in here that are really nice. They're gray and thick foam and comfortable, like Cadillac seats, and the headrest pops up, actually. They're really, really nice seats. I have two of them. I want to try to get one over here, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with the gas can in here. I might have enough clearance right here for the bottom of the seat post. Like, if I can get this tank low enough, I can fit a seat post right here, so it's in the exact same location as it is over there. So when you're cruising, one person sits there and one person sits there, and you're right next to each other, you know, looking out, and you see the same exact thing together, and it's all balanced well. We'll see if I can do that. If not, I might be able to mount the seat post right here in this bench right here and just reinforce the bench and not make it flip open and stuff. But like I said, I don't know. I might have to put this seat post back in because of flex. But this I-frame right here, this is a 2017, so this thing is solid. This has an I-frame all the way down, double aluminum I-frame on top of each other, and then riveted all the way down and then filled with foam. So this thing is actually very solid. It doesn't sway back and forth as you would think in most V-hulls because of the technology that they've come out with in the V-hulls these days. That's why people love them so much, because they're wide, they're deep, you run around in them, and they're solid. You can put a lot of weight in them because of the foam. So that's why I have, I'm going to have a bit of weight in here, but I'm also trying to get rid of weight also, like by getting rid of benches, etc. But yeah, it's a 2017 14-foot long by 5-foot wide aluminum V-hull boat, fishing boat. Yeah, I'm gonna have this sticker up on here. Bam, rawr. But yeah, it's gonna come together really nicely. It's gonna be my dream fishing boat. Over here I have a USB plug that I installed. I'm gonna have light switches. I'm gonna have everything's gonna be highlighter green themed. I've got lights that come out of this drain plug right here. It's an LED custom drain boatpluglight.com SMD, high quality SMD right here, which will shoot out an highlighter green light out of the back of the boat at night, which will look really cool. And then I'll have, with the switches and the wires I run, I'll be able to control the lights in the boat from sitting there.